COVID-19 is one of the largest and most immediate threats to human life in the modern day, with millions of infections and hundreds of thousands of deaths to its name. It seems like every day we learn fighting. The COVID-19 vaccine that will grant us all immunity from this defying virus. But we are sorry to report that actually getting an effective vaccine for COVID-19 is not a necessity in the card. That's right, like a lot of the most dangerous and complicated problems facing humanity today. The hope for a simple silver bullet answer to our problem might just be a futile and even dangerous fantasy. You will likely see countless articles about the various vaccine development projects across the globe. Even having a vaccine that showed some evidence of infection by second. We are so far from having a vaccine people. As COVID development and rollout would likely be a widely uneven. And even the feels optimistic compared to a possibility that the vaccine might always continue to evade us. Today, we are going to explore the worst case scenario, the fact we may never see an effective vaccine for this virus. Why this might be the case, and what the future where COVID-19 is never fully wiped out could look like. First, with so much night positive news about vaccine development breaking every day, why might all of this come to nothing? So why not COVID-19? Well, the situation is not more complicated than most of the general public currently understands. The degree to which this virus is amenable to an effective vaccine has little to do with the symptomatic traits of the virus and more to do with, as veteran research adult for AIDS, which why diseases is deadly as smallpox can be conquered, and this is an annoying simple as the common cold continues to prove impossible to eradicate. Unlucky for us, all evidence currently point to COVID-19 being close to the common cold on the scale than something like smallpox. Naturally, this is extremely concerning because the rate of at which the COVID-19 causes serious illness and even death in its victims is also far closer to smallpox. Researchers have found that the characteristic of COVID-19 in terms of virulence are extremely similar to the earlier coronavirus SARS, which gained their prominence in the early 2000s, where the vaccine did activate antibodies in the immune system that allowed the test subject to respond to SARS. The antibodies were not actually enough of the start the virus from the process. Big science lesson on how the vaccine is working, as it includes molecules of certain viral and sometimes bacterial pathogens known as antigens into the body in order to train the body immune system to recognize and fight the pathogen, which is the disease can progress to dangerous level. Vaccine allows the body have the antibodies before the first infection even begins. This is essentially needs vertiginous pathogen can treat the blood unless the pathogen undergoes would fare far worse than not having any vaccine at all. Experts have pointed to post-horror story like 2016 vaccine for not-registered vaccine-resistant dengue fever that was used and around 8 lakhs school children and had some of dangerous result. Authorized case look into the death of 600 these children, all of these were possibly killed by the known as immune enhancement. This is when, due to poor design and testing, vaccine does not the opposite for AIDS and was not intended to the and intended helping to the body. It makes up infected worse. This is because in the even immune enhancement in the antibodies actually help the virus focus further to the body rather than preventing. While instances like this are relatively rare and definitely should be used by an anti-vaccine soccer mom who are in the process of bringing back muscles, put it still a risk worth considering before anyone tries to rush in with a half-baked vaccine plan. However, while the body-made vaccine could be a coronavirus, antibody data coming out of China has raised some more cause for vaccine concern. But once again, historical precedent stepped in the dash these overlay optimists hope. HIV was the first efficiency discovery named in 1984, and in the several decades since, it's killed over 32 million people. Still, no vaccine. In spite of the devastating human toll and the billions of dollars spent on research over the year, scientists have had similar difficulties creating an effective vaccine for adenovirus and rhinovirus, which can have similar symptomatic effect on the coronavirus like COVID-19. Of course, none of these this virus is exactly the same as COVID-19 in terms of its virulence and the rate of the mutants. The two decisive factor in the effectiveness of a vaccine, but it does not stand to an important point. We have not high hopes for different vaccine development plans in the past, only to the broadly disappointed by the outcomes. In the grand scheme of things, we are still in the very early days of COVID-19, and as more data about the disease trickles in over time, the understanding of what exactly we are dealing with here. So that's why we may not be able to count on your COVID-19 vaccine to swoop down like Superman and save the day. Now the real question is, what does it actually mean for all of us? If we are not admitting time for the development of your vaccine here, what is the end game for our global fight against the disease? This is referred to as Plan B, with Plan A being the expression of the traditional vaccine that the ending the current global disease. Take the aforementioned HIV and AIDS pandemic that's been raging since the early 80s. Thanks to impressive development in antivirus drugs, HIV is no longer the absolute death sentences it used to be. With many HIV positive people living long and fulfilling lives, the creation of pre-exposure prophylaxis medication has also gone a long way in preventing further infection in the absence of viable vaccine. Take the aforementioned HIV and AIDS pandemic that's been raging since the early 80s. Thanks to impressive development in antivirus drugs, HIV is no longer the absolute death sentences it used to be. With many HIV positive people living long and fulfilling lives, the creation of pre-exposure prophylaxis medication has also gone a long way in preventing further infection in the absence of viable vaccine. While some research team race to find a potential vaccine for COVID-19, others race to find useful antivirus drugs for treating patients currently suffering from the disease. If a cheap and effective antiviral drug was found, it could supplement and vaccine issued by the massively reducing the severity of the cases, if not the overall number. You have probably heard a number of options paraded as miracle cures in the news, from the hydrochloroquine championed by US President Donald Trump to the anti-Ebola drugs, remdesivir, to experimental blood plasma treatments. Of course, all of these are essential shot in the dark at the moment, and anyone trying to tell you otherwise is more than likely trying to sell you something. This is the long-term health impacts. If this year was changed by coronavirus, so this year is called social distance year. Please keep the distance from anybody. Vanakkam at Prince Zora News Updates.